Hello everybody, Animation Trainer here, and today we're going to talk about Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So, Revenge of the Sith is pretty much is the most mixed in terms of ratings in terms of Star Wars. I mean, some people really like this film and consider it one of their favorite Star Wars movies. Some people think it's just okay. Some people hate it like the other two. Some people will just say it's just plain out good. And yeah, this is the one that's mostly mixed. I mean, with the others, like the other prequels, they're either really hated or they're known to be okay. Yeah. And with Revenge of the Sith, I will say that there are definitely a lot of good things that this film offers, unlike the others, like the politics. Sure, the politics is still stupid in this movie and unnecessary, but I will say that at least in this movie, it's kind of interesting-ish. I mean, we still don't come to watch this Star Wars movie just for the politics, but at least it makes sense, and at least it's easier to follow, and yeah, obviously. Oh yeah, and also this is an all spoiler review because, well, obviously. But to be honest, if you've seen the original trilogy but not the prequels, then it's kind of fine for you to watch it. Yeah. Now let me move on with the negatives first. The film really wants to just force things to happen. Like, a lot of things happen and they feel a little forced. Like Padme's death in the end. I mean, it was very predictable. And it's simply because she wasn't in the original trilogy, so they just decided, oh shoot, she's not there. Well, bye Padme. Yeah. And then the path where Anakin turning to the dark side felt like the 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 way that they handled it wasn't really that good. Yeah, I wish they executed it a little better. In fact, I could come up with a bunch of different ways that I could have fixed it. Yeah. And acting. They're all pretty much as good as last time. And then there's also Hayden Christensen, who I had a major problem with him as Anakin in Attack of the Clones. And while I will say that he could still be better and he's still not the best, I could definitely say that he definitely improved from last time. Maybe it's because there's romance in this film, but like maybe it's because there's not that much. But even when there is romance in the film, at least it's not cringeworthy or anything. I'm actually okay with it in this film. And the special effects look absolutely spectacular, especially in the end, which I'll talk about later on when I get to more positives and everything. Yeah. So another problem I do have with the film is that the film tries to be all like, oh, I see, you hate the prequel, so why don't we give you a little bit of the original trilogy? So they brought in Chewbacca out of nowhere. And yes, I know that there's a bunch of different Wookiees, but this one straight up in your face says it's Chewbacca. I mean, Yoda says, goodbye, Chewbacca. Yes, they literally say, Chewbacca. Yes. And I feel like Palpatine's reveal as the Emperor was rather, what could I say, obvious. Like, I was able to, like, tell it from the start, pretty much. And especially if you've seen the original trilogy, Anakin is, like, it's very obvious that he's gonna become Vader in the end. I mean, even if you haven't seen the original trilogy, once they call him, alright, who are now known as Darth Vader. As soon as you hear that, you could tell that some way he's gonna get the suit on and everything. Yeah, pretty much. Now let me move on to some of the things I did like in the film. The final act. The final act of the film is really amazing. And the final battle. And at least during the final battle, sure, there's two battles going on at once, but at least we care about what's going on. Thank you. Unlike Phantom Menace, where there's 4 battles and we only care about one of the battles that's going on. Here there's 2 battles that I actually really do enjoy. There's the Yoda and Darth Sidious battle, which a lot of people don't really like simply because Yoda fights. But honestly, unlike with the Count Dooku battle, this one I'm more okay with simply because it's like the last result. And it's like an emergency, so Yoda would have had to fight. Yeah. And the battle was definitely really amazing with 2 of the strongest Jedi ever around. And then there's the other battle, Anakin versus Obi-Wan. Hands down one of the best scenes in the entire saga. I mean, everything just is really intense. The music is awesome. The visual effects are awesome. Like, I'm even glad that they made it on Mustafar, the lava planet. Because of that, it makes a lot of nice visual effects during the battle. Only problem with the battle is that it's a little predictable in terms of who the outcome will be in the end. But even then, the battle was still really awesome, and it had some of my favorite lines in the film as well. Like, my favorite lines in the series as well. Yeah. And it's very emotional with how Obi-Wan has to get rid of his, his little, like, kind of like his son, in a way, that he's raised since he was a child. And another good thing I will say is, I'm glad that they didn't use Jar Jar at all. Jar Jar only appears in one scene, and he doesn't even talk. In fact, he only appears in Padme's funeral. Yep. Yeah. But if there... And sorry, there's another issue I have with the film that I forgot to mention earlier, but let's just say that only thing with the third act is that the ending feels like just a setup for A New Hope. Like, things happen just because things need to happen like that for A New Hope. Like, Anakin becoming Vader, Padme dying, C-3PO and R2-D2 being transferred, then giving Leia to Organa, and then Luke going with his Uncle Owen and Aunt Peru on Tatooine. Yeah, that feels a little too much of a setup for the next film, pretty much. Yeah, and the other 2 acts are decent enough. Yeah. Overall, I give this film a 7.5 out of 10. Originally, when I first saw this movie, I gave it like an 8 out of 10. But then, like, later on, I was thinking, nah, it's a little more of a 7. But after rewatching it, I'm a little in between. So I give it a 7.5 out of 10. This is, like, the only prequel that I don't, like, not exactly hate, but, like, the only one that I don't really exactly, like, 100%, like, I don't know how to explain it, but, like, let's just say that it's the only prequel that I choose to rewatch a lot of times. Yeah. I mean, this one is almost... I mean, if they just made some of the acting a little better and a little more execution better, then it could have been as good as the original trilogy and Force Awakens. Truly. Yeah. Well... Okay. Well, not everything goes your way. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode, so goodbye.